What's up, everybody? This is Editor J, and welcome back to the Editor J's Editing Hour. Today, we're bringing demons back to life, and if that's something you're going to do, you're going to need to get some snacks, get a book of spells, maybe a ride, an Uber to the graveyard, and bring some friends. Because this is a scary demon, and you don't want to die alone. But since demons aren't real, let's just mess with Mr. Guy in After Effects. So this is what we did here. Very scary looking. Okay. Well, first you want to start a new composition. I'm going to call that Demon 2, and we're going to make this thing 1280 by 720. Okay. Then we're going to bring in our footage, and that's that's about good for beginning. I'm going to hit B. Bring it on over to that guy makes that face, and hit N for end. That's a pretty good start point. And then right click this workspace and trim comp. First step, we need to track this footage. Now, I'm going to go to the tracker window, select the file, and hit stabilize motion. This is what's going to make the effect stick to his face. So we need position and rotation. So let's take the position tracker. I like to widen these out and bring it over the left eye. Let's get some of the eyebrow, and then take this rotation, bring it over the right eye, or whatever the opposite eye that I already said, and that should be good. Now we're gonna select my options, stop tracking if 80% or less happens, and we're gonna track forward. So far so good. The reason we track the eyes is because they don't move around his head. And we lost it. Now sometimes you may have to reset the track or do some crazy stuff to these tracks or start over, but in this particular case, just do a simple adjustment and continue to track. Keep the trackers in the corner of the eyes and get a little eyebrow, and that's it. It's pretty good. We got a good track, and apply that data. Okay, and there you have it. Now what you see, oh, crap, I forgot a step. Okay, so that should still be okay. What you see, what we got here is this black stuff. We're going to have to fix that, which in order to do that, we have to undo what we just did, basically. It's going to be very interesting. So let's go to the end here, and there you have it. There is your demon face. Good looking kid. He's got a face that Only a mother can love. Okay. So we've got our footage tracked and stabilized around his head. And we're going to pre-compose this layer and call it tracked comp. Inside the tracked comp, hit Control and double click it. That'll open it up. Hit U on the keyboard to see all these. That's all the tracking data. But we're interested in these three things. So what we want to do is take Daemon 2, hold down the left mouse key, drag it up to the top of the comp. And that will be where it drops in. Okay, get some room going. This way you can see both comps. Now, this one here, we want to hit P on the keyboard, Shift R, Shift A. So you get your anchor point, position, and rotation. What we need to do, and if you don't follow along with this part, just copy what I'm doing, because you see it, I just did it. Okay, first you want to hit Alt and click the stopwatch of the anchor point and pick whip it or link it to the position. Do the same thing for position. Pick whip it to the anchor point, and then we want to undo the rotation. Oops, pick whip it to rotation. Now, in doing this, you're just adding more rotation to rotation. So what you want to do here is type a little expression times -1. And that will undo what we just did. You don't have to understand it, but you got to do it. Okay? So this is our tracked comp, and this is our other comp, which seems to be busted, but there we go. That should be it. Now, this comp is all done. Hey, look, transfer's finished. You don't need to be here. And then we're going to close this tracked comp. Put this back up where it belongs and go to Daemon 2. This is the main comp. So this is the composition settings of the main comp. We're going to make 4K. There we go. And then we're going to just scale up this composition. We're actually going to go to transform, fit to comp. So now you see, and we can just scale it up. Okay. So the next thing you'll see here is a black solid. Now, the next thing we need to do now is Control spacebar and look for the Liquify Filter and put that on the comp. Now this is a pretty cool tool. You know, you can set the brush size and brush pressure, say 80. You want the brush pressure a little higher so it actually moves things. And then you can do things well, you saw the end result, and unfortunately we're having a problem with the Liquify tool that we need to morph again Mr. Guy's face. So we're going to start a totally new project and see what happens. I don't know who let me do tutorials, but this is an absolute train wreck. That's our point. Right. Now we have something to work with. Okay, now we're going to pre-compose this layer. Move all attributes, call it the face comp. Open that up and put it on below the main comp. On the face comp, I'm going to hit P, R, and A. So P, Shift R, Shift A. And here we're going to just hit U and scroll all the way down so you can see anchor point, position, and rotation. Now, in order to make this work, we're going to have to undo what we just did. Basically, you'll see. Just follow these directions very carefully. Hit Alt-click the stopwatch on the anchor point and drag the pick whip to the position of the track. Same thing for the position. Alt-click. Bring it down to the anchor point and then rotation. Bring it down to the rotation. And considering we don't want to add more rotation, you can hit times -1. Got that little parenthesis in there. Okay, so you can see that the thing's over there, but that's alright. So let's close the face comp, back to the main comp. Comp settings, we're going to make this thing 4K, 30 frames per second, and you'll see we're right there. Now let's scale this sucker up. Okay, there's this guy's face. Okay, as you can see, the camera is tracked to his face. Alright. Now we want to hit Control, Spacebar, and hit Liquify. There we go. Now it's working. Okay. So this is a pretty cool tool. You want to have the pressure at 80%. And the first thing we want to do is go to the spot that the guy transforms into a demon, which would be right here. So this warp tool, I'm going to turn this down to about 10%. And I'm just going to like stretch out the nostrils. Make his eyes a little angrier. Make his mouth sad. Really, really sad. Give him like that Grinch look. Let's give him some chin horns. Maybe some horns. Well, actually, what we want to do with those two, switch to this big blunt tool, make his nose fat. Give him a couple of Alright, we don't need to give him horns on his head. He's already ugly enough. And then the very cool part of this effect is the distortion percentage. So we want this to be about 100% right there, and hit the keyframe, and let's go back a couple seconds and roll it down to 0. So what we get is this effect kind of going right there. Roar. Roar. Okay. Just hitting you on the keyboard, we get some keyframes there. Let's make that take a couple seconds longer. Alright. So now the next step is to get new solid. We'll make it black. Call this eyes. Turn down the opacity so we can kind of see through what's going on, and get the pen tool. Select the layer. Zoom in with the mousey wheel, and we're going to just draw like a mask around this eye, a mask around this eye. And then feather the mask. Feather the mask. Let's turn up the opacity. And there he has these crazy eyes. And then we're going to keyframe the opacity at 0. Hit K on the keyboard to move to the next keyframe, and up to 100. I think this 95 is okay. The first thing you really want to do also, though, is pick up this to the face color, so that it follows the guy's face. Okay. Next thing we want to do is add a texture. I want to make his face, add some characteristics, so let's import a new file. Go to assets and find yourself something that's kind of demony. We'll get this cracked. Drop that right on top. Put it over his face and neck. Turn down the opacity so we can see it. Select the layer, hit the pen tool, zoom in, and we're gonna just draw a mask. If you're going to take the time with this, make sure that some spots that aren't supposed to get this don't get it. Kind of get close. I mean, I guess the closer you get, the better it's going to look. So, you know, his hair is not going to turn into like demon face, so you kind of don't want to get his hair in the mask. And then you just draw a mask, get the mask as close as you can. Cover the mask. Parent the layer to the face comp. And come back and let's draw some more masks. Over places that shouldn't have a texture. Out of these masks like 10. Change them all to subtract. Other than a little bit more. Let's go down to 30. That's not too shabby. Not too bad. Not as scary as the other one. Let's add a new adjustment layer. We really want to color this face. Bring that up top and call it face color. And we're going to add a hue and saturation. And we're going to add the curves. Let's take down all the saturation. And then we're gonna just, this is focus on his face. Add a point here and a point here. Oops. Detail saturation. Add curves. Add some contrast. Pick up this to the comp and draw a mask. And for the tutorial's purposes, this doesn't have to be perfect, but we're going to do our best. Definitely want to keep this lined up with his face. And texture the opacity, we're going to set it 0. Up to 15. And then this. 0, 100. And then we're going to just darken the overall scene. New adjustment layer. Curves. Bring this down, pull out some colors, pull down the red channel so it gets some green, and there you have it. Demon Face, Trainwreck tutorial from Editor J and J's Editing Hour. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you like what you see, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know next time, every time we upload new videos, and I'll see you on Mystery Monday at MTG Attitude. Link in the description below. Tune in next time.